Hello everyone, welcome back, and let us continue with Shloka number 33, chapter number 4, which is Shreyan Dravya Yajna Jnana Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karma Khilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. Now the Lord is talking about which is better, yajna. I've listed the yajnas, and I've told you that you can also follow this yajna pathway to attain freedom by letting go of the bondage of karma, right? So how do we what is the next in the 33rd shloka? Why should the Lord talk about that yajna, okay, and which is a better yajna? So shreyan dravyamayad yajna jnana yajna parantapa. Jnana yajna is greater than the yajnas of the dravyas, the liquids. Okay. Why is that? So it's the ghee which is normally used for most of the yajnas that we know. So ghee is the frequent liquid. So more than all the dravya yajnas, jnana yajna is greater. And why? All karmas are encapsulated in the jnana. Sarvam karma kilam partha jnane parisamapyate. So everything is included in the jnana. So if you can do the jnana yajna, and what is jnana yajna? This is where I want to take the example of the quote. I would like to quote what Sri Ramakrishna here. He is truly a man who has made money his slave. He is not fit to be called a man who does not know how to make use of money. So how does that relate to the sacrifice of the knowledge? So let me read out Swami Chidbhavananda's explanation. Okay. So this is: man lives to add more and yet more to his wisdom, and not to multiply his material possessions beyond proportion. Things material cannot be more use of than the requirement. Overpossession fosters care and anxiety. He who gives himself over too much to mammon pays the penalty in the form of being lopsided or stunted in intelligence. The man becomes earthbound beyond redemption. Knowledge, on the other hand, develops into wisdom. It embellishes the personality, aids one to discern between the self and the non self, and leads man into enlightenment and liberation. Magnificent temples attendant with elaborate and awe inspiring ritualistic worship serve more to make man earthy than enlightened, more superstitious than spiritual, more drawn to the priests than to the prophets. A neat little sanctuary, on the other hand, serving as a symbol of the human tabernacle, takes man more effectively Godward. It tends toward jnana yajna, the feeling that the mind has to be kept as fresh and pure as a flower is more conducive to spiritual growth and enlightenment than offering up heap of it on the altar. The knowing man, bashless of the problems of life other than the ignorant one. It is knowledge to intuit that one is Atman and not body. In that knowledge, the karma of the individual gets absolved. Alright. So thanks for bearing with that. So the reason why I read this out is, so there are two risks. Okay. We all want to start to go Godward. We all want to start towards, the so-called, towards the so-called spirituality. When we start off with something. We want to do something because any start needs some action, right? But the same action while start is okay. But when you continue some actions, it has a tendency to, this repetition of the action has a tendency to become habit. And the habit has a tendency to become your it comes to a stage, it matures to become the instinct. Okay, when you keep on doing something, it becomes your nature. All right. So this is very very we are going to discuss that in Raja Yoga as well. So how repeating something continuously becomes a habit. Sometimes see what happens when you repeat something like rituals. So which ritual is better? He's saying the ritual of the wisdom is greater. The Lord is saying, Shreyan Dravya Yajnas Yasya Jnana Yajna Parantapa. Okay. So when he says Jnana Yajna, what does that mean? So you do everything, but your wisdom did not progress at all from that initial level to the next level of what? Understanding why are we doing this. So we have to step back and analyze. So this is where did we apply our intellect on what we are doing every time. So did we do it as a sacrifice? Did we have the bhavam of the expression, the three elements of any sacrifice, which is what? In the Vedas, any sacrifice has three elements, which is what? The mind, the senses, and the human body. So did all these, were all the three in sync when we did that yajna? So this is the wisdom. This is the jnana yajnam. Doesn't mean, okay, this does not mean that we should stop working. We should continue to work. At the same time, there is because I'll tell you, we can keep talking, but initially he has already advocated that he has to do the work. Okay, there is no karma without jnana, there is no jnana without karma. This is what he established. So you have to keep doing your work, at the same time ensure that you acquire knowledge and you use the knowledge. When you acquire and use the knowledge, and you have the methodology to acquire and use the knowledge, and that's wisdom. Okay, so when wisdom and work are together, that's when. So you cannot separate it. Only to understand it, we separate that. But the argument always from Krishna's perspective is to make him understand jnana yajna. There is no karma without yajna, is what he is saying. Okay, jnana. Okay, so why jnana yajna? This is the key thing here. Jnana yajna is what? Mentally sacrificing. Okay. So tattva viddhi pranipatena pariprashnen sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. This is very very frequent with IT companies. This shloka directly applies to the ITs nowadays. Initially it used to be applicable with those who were in the gurukulas. Okay. So now with the IT, I see it almost, anybody whom I come across when I try to teach them, or when I try to learn from somebody, I see this. Or this is the untold or unwritten methodology in the information technology industry, unless you have the capability. Okay, there are two types of it, and let me, before any further build up, let me go to the shloka. Tattva viddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upedyakshanti te jnanam jnani nas tattva darshinaha. So that jnana, with jnana, the jnana yajna, the jnanam that is being used in the jnana yajna. Because you are going to sacrifice your jnanam in order to get the best yajna. The best yajna is one jnana yajna, okay? Which is a better yajna, jnana yajna. So, but in order to do the jnana yajna, you need the jnana, right? So you need the wisdom. So in order to do the sacrifice of the wisdom, you need the wisdom first. Where do you get the wisdom? Tattva viddhi, the one who knows the tattvas. Pranipatena, pariprashnena. First, pranipatena, in the sense, the complete surrender to a tattva viddhi, the one who knows the tattva. Pariprashnena, you have to ask without any, whenever we ask, we have a tendency to, I have seen in many inductions, and I have seen in many, group gatherings, the questions come, that's like as if I'm going to lose the chance. The questioner throws the question. This is very often seen, okay? Not everybody, but, most of the time we have a tendency to see. And as if they are going to, lose the chance to question the entire, they won't get another chance to question at all. That's how the question comes in any group gathering or any meeting. So, pariprashnena, the question should possess very apparent humility. Sevaya. So pariprashnena sevaya. There has it should, all the three. So the pranipatena, praniprashnena. These two should go along with the service that you do to that particular tattva viddhi, the person who has already known this yajna. So I'm sorry, jnana. Upad upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So you when you question genuinely. Okay. Do not pose ingenuine question. Pariprashnena. Okay. So that is what the Lord says in 34. And what happens when you do so? That is when you actually get the knowledge. Okay. See, it's somebody's algorithm. Someone else's, code. And the way someone has used the same language, the programming language, only they will know where have they used and what have they used, right? So there is no way the learner will know how the particular programming language was used to convert the algorithm into a program. And so here, when I try to relate the IT with the Lord's jnana, the acquiring jnana, so you have to go and serve them. So here, so just by after listening to me, just don't go and do that. The seva that he has said, at least in the bhavam level, at least in the feeling level, you have to genuinely ask the question. The way you question should show that you actually want to learn. And only when you actually want to learn, you can actually ask that question. Believe it. Okay, because I have tried that. Okay, so the more the humility, the higher the knowledge. Okay, there is no knowledge without humility. Okay, because we have a tendency of I have read somewhere, I'm not sure. I guess in the 5th chapter of Stephen Covey's in the top heading I have seen where there is no friendship without confidence, and there is no confidence without integrity. No wonder pariprashnena. It's a genuinely questioning, okay? And this is for the truster. After the trust, what? You only become a friend, right? Friend is an equal parameter. But in order for the knowledge to flow, there has to be a difference in the altitude, right? Why? If there is no difference in the altitude, imagine there is full of knowledge here and there is a full of knowledge and there is a bottle, okay? There are two bottles in these two levels. These are equal. Where is the flow here? There is no flow. But imagine, if there is a difference in the altitude, there is natural flow from the one that is top and the one that is so the guru, the one is in the capacity of the guru, the knowledge giver, the tattva viddhi here in the shloka should be at a higher stage or should make himself higher. They should have grown already and maintain that growth, sustenance, okay? And then the one who wants to learn should be at a lower level. Lower level doesn't mean something cheap. Okay, lower level is only to create that flow. Alright? So because when I do not express and admit my ignorance, there is no way I am going to gain knowledge. I know everything. Why would I gain? Same thing very, very directly applies to the IT sector today. It is exactly the same. It's just the terminologies and the things around us that look differently. It doesn't mean that this principle has changed. Principles are always permanent, just like how they say. And where there is equality, there can never be learning. There can only be friendship. So if even within yourself, so this need not apply to somebody outside of you, so two people outside of you or two groups outside of us. It can be just within us. So I don't listen to sometimes my mind says do this, and 99.99% or even 100% I know that what my mind is saying is right. I don't listen to that and I just listen to the sense and then go behind the sense objects. Right? So example, that's yesterday's example of the coffee. So I can completely be happy and I can completely be satisfied without having I can survive definitely without the coffee. But I still go behind it despite the fact that mind constantly says, hey, you know what? Don't go for the coffee. And I'm not listening. So there is lack of humility of my conscience. My mind is not showing humility towards my conscience. All right. So this is what this is. There is no pariprashnena sevaya. There is no pranipatena sevaya. Okay. While I deny this work. So this is just an example. Okay. So what are we trying to do? We are only trying to understand what the Lord is trying to say. So when you want to learn something, ensure that you submit, and then you learn it. Okay, and then with all humility possible. So only then those tattva jnanis, the tattva upedyakshanti te jnanam jnana nas tattva darshinaha. See again, tattva darshinaha are those, not those who look at the what appears. Okay, not the program in the IT sector. Who is the tattva darshinaha? The one who understands how the code works, how they can debug, etc., etc. All right. All right. So the next is Shloka number 35, chapter number 4. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshena drakshasyatmanya tomayi. So what does that mean? After knowing that wisdom with the help of which you would understand the universe and its working, you will see that first in you, then you will see that in me. Alright, so after knowing which jnanam, so a preceptor is definitely necessary. Who is the preceptor? Now, in the example, I gave the example of the preceptor as IT sector guys. No, it's just to make you understand. So Tattva Vidhi is who? Tattva Vidhis are those who are the rishis who have seen. In those days, rishis used to be living for years and years and years only to know the wisdom, right? And there are multiple reasons that they lived for, but that is years and years of continuous wisdom. Imagine only while watching this video, we get this revelation of, oh, okay, or while only when I'm reading this, I'm getting the revelation of, oh, this is how jnana is gained, this is how wisdom is gained. All right, knowledge is not wisdom, people. So it's knowledge is not wisdom. Knowledge is simply could be knowledge is completely different from wisdom. So don't get into use the knowledge. To use the knowledge is wisdom. Okay, the knowledge and to use the knowledge. So knowing both of these is wisdom. All right. So wisdom is bigger subset. Okay. No, bigger set, and the knowledge could be a subset of wisdom. All right. So I'll come back with Shloka number 35 onwards in my next video. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your patience again.